Moss, and I'm one of the board members here at Devopsdays Atlanta. This is my 8th year of organizing, and I'm very excited to give you a talk today. Is it going to show up there?
Wait a minute. We lost the deck, y'all. There we go.
Okay, cool. Do I need to start it, or will it move?
Yep.
All right. So sometimes when we think about DevOps, it's a pretty overloaded term, and a lot of folks I'm talking to are saying, no, it's reliability engineering, no, it's platform engineering. And in fact, we as a board have been asking ourselves why. Why are we continuing to do something called DevOps Days? Because is DevOps really the description that jives with people, that really connects with our audience these days? It has been for many years, and yet we see a division in our community, and it's not one that we expected because it seems to be coming from different directions. Although I would say that it's pretty evenly distributed. However, one does not simply create a standard and then expect everyone to accept it. So we can't necessarily say that this diffusion of interest in the viability of production is wrong. We have to work with each other. We have to use the tools that we have, even if they're not exactly what we were hoping for. So you don't want to necessarily exclude someone. You want to make it a welcoming place. And you don't want someone to feel trapped in a paradigm that doesn't fit them anymore. So if it's not really DevOps anymore, we've talked about fun ideas of what we could call the event and have played with themes. However, we want your input on this because you are our community, and it's most important that you have your voice heard.
Who's next? Thank you, Claire.
About a little over a year ago, I was asked, do you really want to join this reliability engineering team? And I said, yeah, I want to do reliability engineering, but I had no idea what I was getting into. So I thought it would just be like a new toy that I would just get to play with. I'm used to working with IT. I had worked on C, Visual Basic, COBOL. Everything's an if-then statement. It's just a different toy, right? It's just going to be just like everything else. Well, yeah, I can now laugh at myself about this. I found Teradata and TypeScript and JavaScript and GitHub Actions and even Git itself. I kept getting merge conflicts, and I'd be like, I can't, why won't you let me move in my code changes for CDKs, whatever this was. Everything was new, and it was very frustrating because I didn't know what to learn at what point in time. There were just so many things to learn. And I had to I was this big buff baby. I knew a little bit about everything, but I didn't really know enough. It was just I'm getting beaten up by the big dogs who knew everything. And they're like, Andrew, you're doing this wrong. So there's a lot to learn in DevOps. Next.
Okay, I'm going to tell this crowd why pizza is the greatest food in this universe. As you can see, sometimes we just have to smell it all in, enjoy the universe and what has been given to us. Sometimes that means we have to put ourselves right into it, right? What that looks like is, there's a lot of foods that I got indigestion, right? Sometimes a lot of these foods, they feel like they're just boxing with me, right? But there's a beauty in pizza. And even though I am lactose intolerant, even though it kills my immune system when I feel like eating pizza, it makes me want to jump up with joy, right? Because there's just something that comes when you have a solid pizza, whether it's wood fire, whether it's, I don't know, whatever the other fun folks like to do. But there's something about a margarita pizza that when you got that sauce just all over your face, a tomato pie, where you're just like, this is it. This is it. What did it say? You weren't there. You weren't there. And it really hurts because it's I wanted you to also experience the joy that I experience when you have a great pizza. Because it's it just punches you in the gut, especially mine because I have indigestion. And there's just something really beautiful about one pizza pie, that when it has, I don't need all that extra fancy stuff. It just has to have good cheese, good sauce, and that's all I need.
All right, enough of that. We're done talking about DevOps. We're talking about where are the bees? Where have they gone? I'm tired of going out in my garden and I'm looking for my bees and they're not there. We got pollination to do here, folks. Am I right? And I'm willing to bet that somebody in this room knows something about where the bees are. Huh? Maybe it's the pizza guy. Maybe he's hiding behind, oh, let's talk about pizza, isn't that so cute? When really he knows what happened to my bees. All right, I have planted so many flowers. Now that you mention it, I may not have watered my plants. I thought maybe it was the bees. It might actually just be, maybe it's that I haven't watered them ever. So maybe that's that's my bad. I'm so sorry. I'm just, kind of projecting out here. I'm having a lot of trouble, really looking at my problems. I feel like there's something kind of obscuring my vision. This kind of neurosis that I've got going on. Anyone else relate to that neurosis? Yeah. Yeah.
That was awesome.
I'm gonna go cry.
But I'm going to take you back to a very mundane and boring topic of how do you find patterns? It is very hard to find patterns in real world because everything looks same or completely different. Now, in this particular case, you really need to be the hero and really need to focus where your target is. And that's where you start finding patterns. Some people say AI is good for finding patterns. Some people say no. Actually, it is very, very good hiding patterns at certain times with really, really weird things that you would have never imagined that would be in front of your eyes. But that's the reality. And that's how we actually conquer the world and go for the stars and go for the moon and become Iron Man. That's what pattern finding is about. Now, you really need to open up your eyes and start looking for those patterns. You cannot totally rely on AI. That's where human intelligence and all the great talks that we had in the first session this morning would come in mind. Because AI won't be able to tell you what's in front and what's in the back. It may look all the same to you, but human intelligence is the only thing that can actually find right patterns. Thank you again.
That was awesome.
And you guys know what? I can be the most boring one because I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone. And getting out of my comfort zone feels similar to this. You just go with the wave. You go up, you go down. You never know what you're doing, but you just have to do. Even if you feel embarrassed, you just have to smile. Even if people understood that you are nervous, you're just telling whatever rubbish you get in the mind, but still you have to keep your smile on. I'm sorry. I literally have no idea what I'm talking about, but I am here because I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone. Yes, you guys have to try it. If not now, then when? This is your time. Nobody's judging you. Just come on the stage and try. You know what? I was just sitting there. I was not bored. It was very interesting, but I was still wondering what if I had a chance to come here and talk rubbish, which is what I'm doing right now, But this is helping me. This is definitely helping me. Coming in front of camera, getting out of comfort zone, and we heard a lot about communities. I really love people who talk about the community, right? In the Ignite talk, I am very much, I'm a community person. If you have any community open up, I'm here to volunteer. Thank you.